Hello students, today we'll be discussing about electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells. What is a electrochemical cell? A battery is a collection of electrochemical cells. That means these small electrochemical cells get together and form a battery. So tell me, can you give me some examples of equipments that are powered by electrochemical cells? Electric torch, mobile phones, laptops, calculators, all these equipments work by using a battery or else a electrochemical cell. And do these ovens, refrigerators, stand fan, do these items work with electrochemical cells? No. They work with the domestic electricity by the mains power. So electrochemical cells are batteries. So equipments that are powered by electrochemical cells are torch, mobile phone, laptop, calculator, and so on. Activity 1. We have an activity to do. How to make these electrochemical cells. Now I am going to take a small beaker. You can see I have taken a beaker. I have put a zinc metal strip inside this beaker. And into this beaker, I have added dilute sulfuric acid. What happens when I add this dilute sulfuric acid to the solution? This dilute sulfuric acid get ionized as H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions in the solution. And after some time, you can see that this zinc metal has totally dissolved in the solution. And you can see the hydrogen gas has been produced. How does this happen? What happens is this zinc rod, it releases 2 electrons and it becomes zinc 2 plus ion. The zinc rod releases 2 electrons and becomes zinc 2 plus ion. So now when this zinc rod releases electrons, the electrons are free in the solution. Then what happens? Now these dilute sulfuric acid, from the dilute sulfuric acid, we got free ions like H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. You know that always negative get attracted to positive. So what happens is the electrons released by the zinc rod is negatively charged now. So the positive ions released by the sulfuric acid, that means the H plus ions, they are going towards the zinc rod. And here you can see, here these H plus ions, they go and they combine with these electrons given out by the zinc and they form the hydrogen gas. And they will release the hydrogen gas. That is what is happening here. So now this is the overall reaction. The overall reaction is taken by adding the first reaction and the second reaction. You can see zinc plus H plus comes this side, zinc 2 plus 2 electrons plus H2 gas has come on this side. Now you can wonder from where did this SO4 2 minus came into the equation. Here also there is no SO4 2 minus, here also there is no SO4 2 minus. Can you remember this sulfuric acid? It released H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. It didn't go into one side. So we can include this SO4 2 minus in both the sides. So what happens? Here these 2 H plus ions and the SO4 2 minus ion get together and form H2SO4, and the zinc 2 plus ion and the SO4 2 minus ion get together and form the zinc SO4. I hope you understood this activity. Now let's come to the activity series. To study this lesson further, you should know the activity series by heart. You can see this is the order. The most reactive elements are on top and the least reactive elements are on the bottom. And on this side there's a small poem like thing which is easy for you to remember this activity series. You can study this. Defines. These are some defines that you should know in this lesson. Oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means losing of electrons and reduction means accepting or gaining electrons. Always oxidation takes place at the anode and reduction takes place at the cathode. So because now I told you that oxidation is losing of electrons, that means it is giving out electrons. Because of that, this anode becomes the negative terminal. And comparing to the anode, the cathode becomes the positive terminal. I will explain this to you further. Activity 2. Okay. Here I have taken a beaker. You can see I have taken a beaker and I have 2 electrodes. I have taken the zinc strip and the copper strip as the electrodes. And I have used the electrolyte sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. Now in the first activity there was only 1 electrode, only the zinc. But here there are 2 electrodes, zinc and copper. Now how can we choose which one is losing the electrons and which one is accepting the electrons? That is the main question in this lesson. Let's see. I told you that you have to study the activity series. Now our 2 elements are zinc and copper. Come back to the activity series. You can see zinc is on top of the activity series and copper is on the bottom of the activity series. That means zinc is the most reactive than the copper. So, because of that, because zinc is the most reactive element, this zinc strip will start to lose electrons. When this one start to lose electrons, these electrons come and get embedded on this copper strip. Now, by this time, this sulfuric acid, it has ionized in the solution as H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. So, before also I told you that always negative get attracted to positive. So now these electrons released by the zinc strip comes and get deposited on the copper strip. No. So what does these H plus ions do? Slowly they will go near the cathode. They will go near the cathode and they will get together with these electrons and they will form the hydrogen gas. Okay. Now how can you remember these? Now there are about 3 terms like anode, cathode, then accepting electrons, losing electrons. How can you remember this? This you have to remember that oxidation means losing of electrons and reduction means accepting electrons. That you have to keep in your mind. This oxidation always takes place at the anode. You can see I have put oxidation O in red and in anode also I have put O in red. So you can remember that always oxidation takes place at the anode and reduction. You can see I have put C here in red and here also in red. So always reduction takes place in cathode. So now this is what happened. I'll just explain you the equation. The zinc rod, it removes 2 electrons and it becomes zinc 2 plus. That is what is happening. Now this zinc is losing the electrons. What happens? Those electrons, they will come to the cathode. No, they will come and get embedded on the copper strip. Then what does these H plus ions do? They will go near the cathode and they will combine with the electrons. They will combine with the electrons and they will produce the hydrogen gas. How are we going to take the overall reaction here? In mathematics, you might have studied about simultaneous equations. In simultaneous equations, like you add the first equation and the second equation, just like that you have to add these 2 equations, equation 1 and equation 2. First, I am going to add the elements on the left side of the equation. In the anodic reaction, on the left side we have zinc. Zinc plus in the cathodic reaction plus 2H plus 2E. So zinc plus 2H plus 2E. Then I will put the arrow. Now I am going to add the elements on the right side. Zinc 2 plus 2 electrons plus this hydrogen. Zinc 2 plus 2 electrons plus this hydrogen. Now what happens in that in simultaneous equations, like we will cancel the similar terms. No, here also we can cancel 2 electrons, 2 electrons. Like you can think like this: if you bring these 2 electrons this side, it is plus 2 electrons. When it comes this side, it becomes minus 2 electrons. No, so plus minus cuts off like that. These 2 electrons will get cancelled to these 2 electrons, and you will get the overall reaction as zinc plus 2H plus gives zinc 2 plus and hydrogen gas. Okay, I'll show you another example. Activity 3. Here also I have a beaker. I have taken 2 electrodes. The 2 electrodes are iron and copper. And I have used the electrolyte dilute sulfuric acid. And I have used the connecting wire. Here I have used the bulb. You can see I have not used a battery or an electric source. You should remember this. In electrochemical cells, you do not connect a external electric source. That means a battery or any other electric source you are not connecting. I am just connecting a bulb or an ammeter just to check whether current is passing or not. Otherwise, I am not supplying any extra electric source to the system. Okay. Now here you have iron and copper. Now we have to select which one is losing electrons. Let's go and see in the activity series. Iron and copper. Iron is on top and copper is down. So iron is the most reactive element. So what happens? This iron will start to lose the electrons. Losing electrons means oxidation is taking place. That means it becomes the anode. So the iron becomes the anode here. So then there should be someone to accept the electrons. So then automatically the other electrode will become the cathode. That means their reduction is taking place. You can see here the iron rod, it will lose 2 electrons and will become Fe2+. Then what does this, now these electrons lose by the iron will come and get embedded on the copper strip, no, or else on the cathode, no. So what does these H plus ions, this dilute sulfuric acid is releasing H plus ions and SO4 2- to the solution. Always positive get attracted to negative, so the positive H plus ions will go near the cathode to combine with the electrons. That is what is happening here. The H plus ions are going and getting combined with the electrons, and then they are forming the hydrogen gas. Then the overall reaction, just like I told you before, like adding simultaneous equations, here I have added this and this. Automatically these 2 electrons will get cancelled to these 2 electrons, and I will get the final reaction like this. I think you understood. Here the most important things are you should be able to identify which is the anode, which is the cathode, and what is oxidation. So I think I have taught you that. And there's another example in your textbook. In page number 85, there's a setup with the zinc electrode and the iron electrode. So you can try to do it on your own. First you have to go and see which one is on top of the activity series. Then that will start to lose electrons. Losing electrons means oxidation is taking place. Then that becomes the anode. Then you can identify the anode and the cathode. You can write the equation separately, and then you can take the overall reaction. So that is all about electrochemical cells. I will do electrolysis separately and electroplating separately. So if you have any doubts, you can clarify them by contacting me on WhatsApp. I will put my WhatsApp number on the in the description box. And that's all. Let's meet again with another lesson.